On today's episode, Dan and Manny have to have a serious conversation. No Roadhouse reboot. Welcome to the Nostalgia Test Podcast, the show where two longtime friends put their mainstream pop culture past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test.
All right, it's here, man. I didn't want to do this. I didn't think that we were going to have to do this because nobody should even... No, I'm just saying as in like, this shouldn't be something that we're talking about. Because they just need to stop reboots. Like, this reboot definitely doesn't need to happen. And reboots ever don't need to happen. Like, just stop doing reboots, period. That's actually where this episode should stop. It should be like, reboots, don't even say the word. End it right there. Come up with new shit, Hollywood. Come up with new shit.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of Manny, out the gate. Welcome to the Nostalgia Test. Today is going to be a special Nostalgia Test Now episode because we had to do it. As you heard Manny's rant right there, it's an important episode because on November 10th, 2021, there was news that came out that they're looking to reboot Roadhouse starring Jake Gyllenhaal. And we're going to put it to the Nostalgia Test Now test, meaning like maybe this is coming out. I'm hoping it doesn't,
It's not going to be nostalgic. Stop it. What reboot have you ever like looked into and you're like, oh, that's nostalgic? Like even, what is it called? Rollerball? Rollerball was a reboot for our generation. My uncle watched the first Rollerball. He's like, it didn't even come close. I even watched the first Rollerball, and I was like, oh, that's so much better. Back then, it was better. Like, you can't. Reboots are tough, man. And like, I heard this. You told me about it. You texted me. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. Don't get me wrong. I like him. Bro hugs. But you can't. First of all, rebooting 80s movies is tough.
It's impossible. And then we've said this, I think, on the original Roadhouse episode that we did with Billy. You go back and check out the Roadhouse episode. The link is in the show notes.
Shameless plug.
We talked about that, especially this movie, Roadhouse. How do you expect to reboot this film? There's so many issues. It's an 80s film. Women are getting punched in the face in this film. It's just like, there's a lot of problems. It's like a moment when like also there was a lot of like, Patrick Swayze just showing his butt just out of nowhere. A lot of no underwear shots about like, with jeans on. I mean, yeah, man, it's a gross film, but it was awesome for the time.
Dude, it was awesome for the time. You can't redo this movie. First of all, like I said, like 80s movies, like that decade can't be rebooted.
No.
Like I'm trying to think about what decade growing up might have been. Maybe some 90s. No, I don't know. Like some like cult classics, movies like that just can't get rebooted. Look what happened to Point Break.
No! Oh, no.
Like when Hollywood does this, when they're sitting down, they're like, oh, we should do a reboot. Like obviously it's about a money grab because like there's no way they're like, oh, we wanted to get the following that it did in the 80s. Like
right.
Nothing has. I'm still trying to rack my head about. Like, guys, listening to this episode, what reboot worked? Let us know in the comments.
Right. You remember, like in 2010, they rebooted The Karate Kid. In 2011, Conan the Barbarian. They rebooted Nightmare on Elm Street in 2010. That was a total disaster. RoboCop. They said that they rebooted RoboCop in 2014.
They did, and it was okay. It was okay.
But it was PG-13, right?
Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't RoboCop, though. It was fine.
And see, that's, I think, the main issue is that in the 80s, they weren't afraid to put a rated R movie out, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, like, and I don't remember if Roadhouse is rated R, of course. What am I talking about? It's totally rated R. Yeah. But, like... this movie will be PG-13 if they release it. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. PG-13 is because you need to get more butts in the seats, right? So who wants
and less
to go to the
butts
movies?
on the screen?
Yeah, there you go.
That's gonna be more.
Dan's really against the butts. You don't want to see Jake Gyllenhaal's.
I don't want to say no. We don't want to see Jake Gyllenhaal's butt. I mean,
so here's the thing. Let's talk about. Okay, we've obviously destroyed the fact that we don't want the reboot, but the reboots. It's talks. There's talks that it's gonna happen.
Yep.
It seems like it's gonna be a thing. Now the question is are they gonna actually do a reboot, or are they just gonna do a whole other story, kind of based on that idea, and that he's not gonna play that character. He's just gonna play something like that character. But my question, like, Jake Gyllenhaal to me is really good. He's really good at his craft. I think he's good in certain roles. Now, do you think he would be good as Dalton?
No. No, I don't think so, because like it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think he would have been the first choice for me if we're going to reboot Roadhouse, that you choose Jake Gyllenhaal.
Who would you choose now?
Oh man, that's like this is.
Who would you choose now that's a heartthrob and also an action star? The thing is Jake Gyllenhaal is on a current like steamroll through the action thriller movies. I haven't seen them, but I've heard great things about it. He was in this recent one. It's on Netflix. Oh shit! I should have had that on my notes already to check it out.
Yeah,
I have to go to the can again. I don't want to miss nothing.
But
anyways. I would go, and this is the thing. I'm looking at Patrick Swayze, right? I'm thinking of Patrick Swayze, what he looked like. You know, kind of he was skinny. You know, he's got like a very specific physique. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say, why don't we cast the, oh God, what is his name? The guy from Bridgerton. Oh, man.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah.
I could see what you're saying with that physique. So you're like remembering what this guy looked like naked.
Yeah.
I have to go get her wipe.
Regé-Jean Page, and I'm probably like
Regé-Jean. Dan is thinking about Regé-Jean from Bridgerton.
Mispronouncing his name, but I think he would be a good choice for a reboot of Roadhouse, because he's unassuming to the fact that this guy's gonna kick your ass. Where like Jake Gyllenhaal's been in movies where he played fighters and stuff like that. He's bulked up for movies and stuff like that, so they've made him look menacing, I guess, in that way, where he'll beat you up. Well, you need a guy.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you need a guy who
I see where you're getting at. Because that other guy, Regé, is like he's like a heartthrob. You're like, oh, he doesn't beat people up.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that would be a good casting. Do I still think they should make that movie? No, of course not. I still don't think you should reboot Roadhouse. But if you're gonna do it, then go with the template you have, right? Go with the template you have. You have a guy who looks clean cut. He's like kind of unassuming that he's going to, beat anyone up. And then you have who's going to play the guy who played Sam Elliott's part, right? Like you need someone that looks like they just crawled out of like, garbage can.
Yeah.
So you need.
Yeah, you could have like Joaquin Phoenix come out and be him.
Dude, that would...
Like, it should just be Jake Gyllenhaal and Joaquin Phoenix. If they're gonna do it, that should be. But like, because they both can have long hair. Now the question is, are they gonna have long hair? Is it gonna be set in this time?
It's probably gonna have to be set in this time. I think though, if you're gonna do a reboot, you go all the way with it. Like do the 80s thing. Like get in there, and also the villain. Like the villain in the original Roadhouse is just some dude. He's
You know who they should have the villain be? The guy who played Kingpin in the recent Daredevil series that was on Netflix. Who's that guy?
Oh, let's look that up right now.
He played the sniper in Full Metal Jacket. The guy who was a little off. What the heck is his name? Look it up, Dan. Look it up. That's the guy who should play.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Dude, he should play the millionaire. He's great in that role.
But if you think back to the Roadhouse, the guy that played the millionaire was almost like at least 6 inches shorter than Swayze.
Okay.
And he didn't even look like he could beat anyone up. Vincent D'Onofrio, we've seen him in movies like The Cell and things like that, where
right.
he. So you need
he
some
looks menacing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like you make the millionaire Danny DeVito.
That's gonna be ball.
Danny DeVito now?
Danny DeVito now.
Danny DeVito's still alive?
Yeah, he's on It's Always Sunny.
Oh yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. But now you got some kind of a joke there. I guess no. Danny DeVito could play I get it.
He's played some serious roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Penguin.
Yes. Dude, I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I thought he was great as the Penguin.
Or you just cast everyone from It's Always Sunny to just reboot all of Roadhouse.
Yeah, and you kind of make it a dark comedy.
Yeah, you got Charlie could be the owner of the Double Deuce, right? And then you have Mac can be the I guess Mac can be like Sam Elliott's part, and then you got Dennis, the guy who plays Dennis, like you make him Patrick Swayze's part, and Caitlin Olsen just be the nurse or whatever.
Wow. I got it. I like it.
We just gave up an amazing idea.
There it is.
It's Always Sunny. If you're listening to this, we know you listen.
That's a funny reboot. Like, you just can't. I don't know, man. Roadhouse, please don't do it.
You can't do it. I'm
like Jake Gyllenhaal should be like, can we just make a movie that's kind of based like Roadhouse and not call it the reboot? Like, why didn't they just do that? Like, come up with a movie about just the same storyline. People do it all the time, and you're like, oh, it's like this movie. Oh, it's like that movie. And then that's it. You don't need to call it Roadhouse. Oh, what you're doing by calling it Roadhouse is that you're trying to get the nostalgic people who have podcasts about nostalgia to talk about it and to go watch it and like get some money from all those people. That's all you're doing. Yeah. And then people are going to say, oh, that's crap. I should have never saw it. But yet you still go watch it. Like, we're still going to watch it. Me and you are watching this. It doesn't matter.
If it comes out, we'll have to. But
we're not boycotting it. So that's the thing. Because of that,
I would like to boycott it before it even comes out.
Dude, Rollerball. That's all I have to say. This is a terrible movie. What a terrible movie. Chris Klein or whatever his name is. The guy from Apple Pie. The American Pie.
Oh, okay. Apple Pie.
Apple Pie. Smeal.
Yeah, you know the guy from that movie Apple Pie? That was a really good film.
Yeah, he played the lacrosse player. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, we need to put lacrosse to the test.
Sure. Only like 4 parts of the country play lacrosse. One of them being Long Island. But yeah,
they did. Remember? Yeah, go ahead.
I just don't think it. I don't see why they need to do it. But I guess he is a good actor. So, but I just don't think he's going to be the Dalton. He's not a Dalton. I like your choice actually. I think that would be very unassuming, and it would be a shocker.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how they're going to get that big of a guy to do this reboot unless it's really good. Like,
exactly.
I mean, he's got not a reputation to uphold, but like, he doesn't just choose anything,
Oh, Jake
Gyllenhaal. At this point, right?
He doesn't have. He can do
unless he
whatever
wants to be like Bruce Willis, where he's just like, I just want to be in any movie about space.
Yeah, but I mean,
Bruce Willis was in like 5 recent movies that I saw on a plane. It was all just like the same story regurgitated into different sci-fi movies. They're basically the same stories, and I was just like, "What the hell am I watching?" And when did he film this? Like, that he like turned into like Samuel Jackson, where like at one point you could like Samuel Jackson said no. He always said yes to any movie that like someone presented to him.
Oh my god!
And that's a nostalgia test tangent.
Dude, well, I mean, there was a sequel to Roadhouse. Remember, like we talked about that. There was like Roadhouse, the whatever it was called. I forget.
Last Call.
No,
that was Cocktail, right?
Yeah, it was called Roadhouse. It was Roadhouse 2, and it's just Roadhouse 2. That's all they call it. And it's just like a weird thing where this DEA agent is like the son of a legendary cooler, James Dalton. So there is like in the world of Roadhouse, there is a child. Right? So, but like, so if they don't reboot it and start from the beginning, they're going to have to then talk about like, well, what about Dalton's kid?
They don't have to do anything, Dan. No one remembers that there was a second one. No one remembers. Only you do.
What are you talking about?
Okay. And let's go back to that. They tried to reboot a Swayze movie, and who remembers that at all? They rebooted Dirty Dancing.
No! Oh, that's right.
And it was not as great as Dirty Dancing. But again, it probably made the money they needed it to make. And that's it. But if you're having Jake Gyllenhaal on that list, unless you have B and C actors on that list, how are you affording for this not to be an amazing movie?
Well, okay, so that's the thing too, right? Roadhouse, the way it looked and everything, it was hilarious because it's an 80s film. So it's just like 80s to the core, like, Billy said and everything like in that episode. Like, so it knew what it was and it was just going for it. But if they reboot it, we know what's going to happen. It's going to be like dark. It's going to be like
John Cena's going to be in the movie.
John Cena?
You know it. They had a wrestler. What was it? He was in the movie.
Yeah.
Terry Funk.
Yeah.
So it's going to be John Cena.
But like but this is the thing, it's going to be more serious. I don't want to see a serious Roadhouse. I don't want to see a dark, serious Roadhouse. I want to see a campy, if you're going to reboot, I want to see the campiness again. I want to see that. Like, who's going to be the musician? They're going to need like a, a musician as well. If that's like a...
Bro, you're following too long. You're like making this too nostalgic. It's not going to happen. They're not gonna. None of that is gonna happen. And you think they're gonna have the scene at the end in the river when they're naked and the blind musicians playing across the river? That's not happening.
No, none of that's gonna happen.
And who's gonna be the guy that like he pulls his throat out?
Oh, that's right.
Like who's gonna be the guy Jake Gyllenhaal fights?
Like can Jake Gyllenhaal do like karate?
I'm sure he can, but who would be the guy to go against him?
See, now that's the thing.
Like the ultimate like guy that doesn't really like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. It's gonna be Taylor Swift with her scarf.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Like I don't see who could be like play alternate to him, because those two guys were like perfect.
Oh, they were perfect. Like, who are they going to put up against him? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There are action stars still. Like, we still have action guys, right? But they're not like in that time period where you had like a Swayze, you had Stallone, you had all these like other action stars like Jean-Claude Van Damme and people like that, like making action movies, right?
Yeah, and like you're going to have to find like some sort of dirtbag a little bit that people are okay watching his throat be taken out.
And that's not going to happen in a PG-13.
They won't even let that happen. Even if, like, I'm trying to think about who you would have that would be okay with playing a villain. Like, who would be like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I could be that villain. Oh, the guy who played Poe. He's good. He was just in Dune. He doesn't mind dying early.
Poe?
Yeah, Poe from Rogue One.
I know who you're talking about. Oscar,
I think he could fight.
He could fight.
What about if you have Tom Cruise in this movie?
Holy nostalgia.
See, I don't know why I was thinking the same thing. You totally read my mind. I'm like, well, why not just have Tom Cruise in the movie? Let him be like any.
Could he be the millionaire?
I think he could be the millionaire. I think he could totally be the millionaire. Why not, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
but Tom Cruise doesn't like to be the old guy.
Who cares?
But then he doesn't have to be old. So this is the 2000. This is 20. Like, think of the 2021. This movie would come out somewhere in like 2023 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would just put him in and just be like, yeah, that's fine. He's a millionaire. It doesn't matter. Everyone's kind of like whatever. Okay. You know what I mean? It would be like,
see, that's the thing. They should just hire 80 stars.
Oh,
to do this reboot. If they're gonna do this, they should hire 80 stars, because like they grew up in that time. They grew up in that era to act that way. So like you need some of that. You need some of that like aura of the 80s.
So if you had to cast this from the 80s stars, there are 80 stars that are alive, right? Who are you casting then? Like I think I would first.
Tom Cruise needs to play every character. Tom Cruise also needs to make out with himself against that wall.
Oh,
Bro hugs.
that's right. You have these weird scenes, dude. No one is doing
Crazy
these
scenes,
scenes.
dude.
No one are doing these scenes. Like, unless you pull from the people who were in Starship Troopers and you make them like Roadhouse with the cast from Starship Troopers. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Like,
No
is
one
Chris Pratt going to be in this movie?
Oh God! I mean,
know?
right? Exactly. Like, and that's
Thor
the thing.
is the guy. Is he
No
going to be in
one.
it?
No one was super muscular. They were just dudes.
No,
Like, it was
they were just
it.
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't dark. I feel like
Is Chris Evans going to be like, who's Chris Evans playing in this? Imagine they cast Chris Evans as the evil guy, the guy who gets his throat taken out, and you watch Captain America get his throat taken out. Oh, people lose their mind.
Dude, how about what they should do then is just they need to put one actor in it as just like one of the crazy, like a crazy, like Oscar nominated, Oscar winning actor. Like you put in, what's his face? Damn. Sounds of the Lambs guy. What is his name? What's his name? Forget his name.
Oh man, I'm going like today's episode. I'm just drawing blanks on everybody. Just such it, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be all cut up.
Yeah. What the heck is his name? You know who you should...
Anthony Hopkins. If you put
yeah.
Anthony Hopkins in as the millionaire and just let him act the hell out of it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Anthony Hopkins could pull that off, like just a dick millionaire.
Sure.
And then I was just thinking, do you get Vin Diesel to be the evil guy?
I got family.
To go against Jake.
No.
Vin Diesel versus Jake Gyllenhaal.
Here's why I don't think it's going to happen. And this is...
Vin Diesel knows how to ride a bike.
But Vin Diesel doesn't like to die and get beat up in movies.
He doesn't. Him and Rock have that contract, you're right.
I got family.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
It's gonna be John Cena.
Then it should be Statham. It should be Jason Statham.
Ooh. Yeah, he doesn't mind.
No. You just put Statham.
It's gonna be
movie.
John Cena.
If it's John Cena, it's like I'm not gonna believe that like Jake Gyllenhaal could beat up John Cena.
I got family.
No.
You've seen John Cena.
Yeah.
He's not going to beat him up. There's no way.
They're not going to do the throat clearing thing. It's going to be something else. It's going to be something else. Like some sort of like gadget he puts in on him and like uses an app to... Just such it, right? Anyways, all right.
This
we can
movie's
go
gonna
on
be
and
a
on
disaster.
tangents
You
about
know
this.
that
Just
this
don't
movie's
do it.
gonna
It's
be
going
a
to suck.
disaster.
It's not going to pass.
I think everyone should just start sending letters to MGM and telling them not to reboot this movie. You shouldn't be rebooting any 80s movies. I don't want to see reboots for anything from the 80s. You know what's going to happen. They're going to start diving into these things. They're going to try to reboot Cocktail. You know they're going to try to reboot that movie. Shouldn't happen. You know, they're going to try to reboot, you know, probably Running Man and things like that. Like these are movies that need to be left alone, you know, because even when they rebooted Ninja Turtles, it was garbage.
Garbage. Don't do it.
Total trash.
Leave it out.
No! Smeal.
Well, I want to ask you a question from the last episode, the episode we did on Thanksgiving. I asked you to pay attention to what people are using cranberry sauce for at your table. And I think our audience really wants to know how is the cranberry sauce and who used it and what was it used for?
Well, first of all, I got crap for that, for talking crap against cranberry sauce. Bobby was really upset with me because I sent him a 4-minute clip of us destroying cranberry sauce, and he was like going off on it, right? First of all, cranberry sauce is used 2 different ways by him. Okay. One is that there's a deli that has like a Thanksgiving sandwich that has like turkey stuffing and cranberry sauce on top of that. So I get, and I kind of get that only because like you need something moist, but like it went extra way. Whatever. So he made me try the cranberry sauce. So first of all, it's weird. I'm not going to say I hated it.
Was it canned? Is this the canned
It's
one?
the canned.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they love the canned. They also had regular cranberry, like homemade cranberry sauce. So it's weird that they're both there, but both dishes were there. Basically, he just put it on top of like the turkey. He like spread it almost like a butter on top of the turkey. I had it. It was fine, but not enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to have cranberry sauce for the rest of my life. It's like, no. But I did get yelled at a lot. I got yelled at a lot. I do see it being useful in a sandwich.
I still think though, like wouldn't it make the bread soggy?
Yeah. I have to go get a wipe.
Well, that's the point is to get something like less dry in the sandwich to get some like, like when you have like dressing or something in a sandwich, like
sure.
That's their turkey sandwich. But I will tell you that I killed the stuffing. My aunt makes homemade stuffing and it's phenomenal. And it had cranberries in it, like real cranberries.
Mine had some dried cranberries in it. I made it from scratch. My stuffing had dried cranberries in it. That's what cranberries are for.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I still I wasn't turned to a cranberry lover. I was fine eating it. I didn't like throw it up, but like I did only have like a sliver of it. It looked like I took a piece of butter and I like cut it into a triangle.
I guess my thing, and
it was like
Bobby,
eating Jell-O on top of a turkey.
Okay, exactly. Gross. But Bobby, if you're out there listening, then why just not use just use jelly? Like you're basically just eating jelly.
Yeah,
might as well just use jelly.
It's funny because the next day, me and my wife, we had leftovers, obviously. So we had the turkey, the stuffing, and we had a couple pieces of bread. And we're like, well, what are we going to put on top of this? Because we didn't bring the cranberry home, or even the homemade cranberry sauce. So we just put fig jam on top.
There
of
you
it.
go.
So that's all it is.
It's jelly.
It's a jam.
It's
a jelly.
Yeah. That they sell in a can.
Yes.
On Thanksgiving, and they've scammed you all.
My aunt, I was getting yelled at, man. Like Bobby wanted this to be a call-in show.
Of all the things we've said on this show, that's the thing that he got angry at. The cranberry
I also
sauce?
just like we have like a text message chain with the family, and I like recorded our 4-minute clip of us destroying it, and I sent it. So I think he's listened to some of our episodes, but not all of them. And then my sister's like, "Wait, you talk about us?" I was like, "Oh, you come up a lot." And she's like, "What?" Nobody went to a parade though. Nobody went to a parade. Good. I also got yelled at about that too. That like I should like the parade more. It is the A list of parades apparently.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
I didn't even watch it really.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
So that's
I did see a funny meme where. Well, it's not that funny, but people loved it. Was that one of the balloons came down as a person was walking towards it and knocked the person.
Oh no! Oh no!
The person probably is in the hospital with concussion right now.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
All right, guys. Well, that's another tangent by Manny and Dan.
Well,
so we know no remake.
So thinking in terms of the nostalgia test now format, when Roadhouse comes out 10 years from the Roadhouse reboot, does it pass the nostalgia test?
You're going to have to look up the fact. In 10 years, you're going to be like, oh, wait, there was a Roadhouse reboot? That's what's going to happen.
Yes. I'm going to say it's not going to be nostalgic. I don't even think it's going to be good. So I'm putting my vote out there in the nostalgia test now for Roadhouse reboot as bad. I'm thinking it's going to be Three Musketeers bad.
I like to know anyone who can name a good reboot. Let me know because I want to watch it.
Yeah, I don't think there is one. And don't say Batman because I don't see that as a reboot.
No,
well, maybe I guess it is a reboot.
I guess it is. See, I just see that. For some reason, I look at those as like the new era, like because like comic books, I guess you could call them reboots, but to me, like comic books are just different series. So like that was like
there's always
that was like more of like an artist take of like a darker Batman.
Yeah.
So
I
don't know, maybe because you're just like you're okay with that with comic books, but Roadhouse, like, do we have to look at Roadhouse as a comic book? Like, oh, this is just a new era. Yeah, I guess I guess you could say that is a better reboot. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I still like the original one that we know.
Oh, I gotta watch it again.
Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Roadhouse, thumbs down on that. Don't even do it. We're calling, please everyone, do not maybe we could stop this from happening. Maybe everyone out there, all Taylor Swift's fans can go and boycott MGM and make sure that they don't make the reboot of Roadhouse. Because
Jake,
I don't want to see it.
Jake, give us a call.
I don't want to see it.
Don't do it, dude. Don't try to be Dalton.
Yeah, instead take our advice and just cast all of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and make the reboot of Roadhouse with that.
Yes.
But make it a half-hour episode of It's Always Sunny.
That's it. Done.
Everyone, thank you so much. Please tell us what you think about the Roadhouse reboot in the comments. Hit us up on Instagram at The Nostalgia Test and email us at thenostalgiatest@gmail.com. And hey, check out the new website. Website's looking awesome. And hire us to put your friends and family's things to the ultimate test.
Oh, yeah, we have that now. Guys, you want us to make fun of your friends and family.
Yeah.
Or not. Maybe their friends and family are cool, bro.
Well, not making fun of them. We're just putting their stuff to the test. If you have a friend or a family and they have something that they really love and you're just like, we need to really have a second opinion on this.
Yeah.
Hey, email us at thenostalgiatest@gmail.com. We'll set some time up. We'll put together a nice personalized gift for your
Calling
friend
you
or
out,
family.
Bobby.
And it's going to be.
I'm trying to have my aunt needs to hire us to call out Bobby's cranberry.
Yeah, we'll do pre-recorded or virtually. We could do it live virtually for you. And check it out on our website at thenostalgiatest.com. Manny, Roadhouse reboot, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. I'll see you later, Dan.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter at Nostalgia Test and on Instagram at The Nostalgia Test. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.